Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Kris Skylark Show, episode 1. It is 9/11. Happy birthday to my grandma. And rest in peace, those died in the World Trade Center incident. And those who were sent over, and to those who were sent overseas to fight a never-ending war that we ended up losing. I respect all of those Americans and people who died in the 9/11 incident and that got sent overseas. I have the utmost respect for you because that, even we admit now, that was a pointless war, like Vietnam and Korea, and then we invaded Afghanistan later. Terrible. And the countries that CIA overthrew and made coups to replace their presidents with presidents or leaders that comply with the CIA and in the USA, like Panama. They tried unsuccessful coups in Cuba, like trying to kill the president. Nigeria. Too many South American, too many. So, I had to get, it's 9/11. Recording the first episode, I had to say that. So, episode 1, the Kris Skylark Show will be a solo show, mostly me, talking about whatever I want to talk about. I want the show to be not constricted, open. My only goal is to keep on talking and not pause like an idiot. And y'all listen to me fucking pause. That is not the goal at all. It used to be like that. I wanted guests. Well, maybe we'll have guests. I'm doing this all solo. So yeah, it's a solo podcast to talk about whatever news, what's going on with me, what's going on around me, what's going on in the world, funny things, not funny things, serious things, that kind of stuff. So let's get on with it. I will be covering this hilarious, weird, somewhat controversial, not really to me, story. So. If y'all remember, if y'all seen the clip. So, we are talking about Luis Rubiales, a Spaniard. He is he was head of the Spanish Soccer Federation and vice president of UEFA, Europe's soccer governing body. So basically he's like the top dude, top official, whatever, in soccer in Spain, which, soccer in Spain is the biggest thing. And vice president of all of Europe's their soccer federation. So this guy is just giant in the soccer world, around the world and in Europe, known. So if we've seen the video where he's Spain women won the World Cup earlier this year on August 20th against England. So on the stage, he's let's watch that video again. Let's refresh my memory. So he's hugging when they're presented the trophies. When they're being presented the trophies. Okay, he's hugging his players. Giving them the side kiss. Okay, hugging and the side kiss, that I think is fine. Especially in Europe. That is pretty traditional. That's how a lot of people say hi to each other. I'm sure we've seen that, someone gives a hug and does the side kiss. Whether it's usually not on the cheek, like it is just have your cheeks beside each other and just do it, so like hello, I do that with my mom. I don't want to kiss her on the lips anymore. We do the side kiss thing. It's very common in Europe. So he was doing that with his players after being presented the trophy, and they were hugging him back. Just there's nothing wrong with that. But he kissed one of the girls. That's where it's stupid. You kissed one of the girls on the lips at while you hugged her. Why did you just do that with one? Why not do it with all of them? So she is accusing him of sexual assault. Yeah, okay, I watched that. Yeah, so the fact that you hug and you're side kissing, not even doing the on the side, but then one girl, you kiss her on the lips instead, or like maybe I think he did both. I don't know if I gotta find on TikTok because fucking YouTube for some reason, if it's like controversial or extra, they won't have the video you're looking for. Like that's stupid. Out now we have to go on TikTok to find a video, and YouTube don't have it. Like TikTok is king though, man. I love this app. Trying to get famous on it. Y'all can follow me on TikTok or Twitter at Koiston, Koiston. Oh, TikTok is KOISTVN because someone took Koiston. Twitter is Koiston, and then Instagram is Kris Skylark X. Kris with a K, so it's KRISS KYLERKX. So anyways, let me go on. I want to say exactly what he did. I have to say exactly. Yeah, he holds her. Okay, yeah, that is fucking weird. So he's giving everyone the hug and like the cheek kiss. Okay, that is fine. But then this one girl, he hugs her, gives her the side kiss, hugs her again, almost like grabs her face, and just gives her right in the mouth. You fucking weirdo. Oh man, that is fucking weird. Oh god. I remembered it, but not clearly, because that is so. That happened August 20th of this year. Now this guy, Luis, who looks like the guy who would do that, first of all. He's bald completely. European. Says he's old school, a little too old school, in my opinion. He totally looks like the guy who would do that. Like, what? I kissed her on the mouth, so what? It is not a big deal. Yeah, if I had daughters or a wife, I would not want them seeing me do that to players. That's just me, though. I don't know, man. This guy, he's pretty far in life, so maybe, he makes good decisions. Joking. But this dude, this guy, man, he's not taking any accountability for this shit. He has dropped a video interview, but it's coming out tomorrow on Tuesday, not today. So can't say what he says there, but he's gonna be on Piers Morgan tomorrow. Piers Morgan Uncensored. He's gonna be. That's a YouTube channel. That Piers Morgan is a great journalist, great interviewer. He has all my respect. So if people, and I think we should, guys. I think we should totally. I'm gonna watch his interview tomorrow on Piers Morgan, totally, and y'all should too. This guy, because this guy isn't like, and the words never came out of his mouth. Oh, I should have never kissed her on the lips. I'm sorry. Those words never came out of this guy's mouth. Still, almost a month later. And why is this all happening? Is because he's being fired from his positions, and now an investigation has started. And he doesn't even apologize. Here's his tweet. I'm talking about his resigning, which was yesterday, Sunday. Quote, after the rapid suspension carried out by FIFA, plus the rest of proceedings opened against me, it is evident I will not be able to return to my position, he tweeted. My daughters, my family, and the people who love me have suffered the effects of persecution excessively, as well as many falsehoods. But it is also true that in the street, the truth is prevailing more every day. End quote. So, I'm resigning. Let me translate that from bullshit talk to real talk. He's saying, I'm quitting and resigning because they don't want me to get my job back because everyone's getting mad that I kiss one player on the mouth and grab the face but kissed her on the mouth and not to my other players. So it is causing controversy and people not liking me, and that's why I'm gonna leave. And it's affecting my family and friends, obviously. I think that's what he was trying to say. I'm not Luis. Luis, if you want to talk to me and tell me what you want to say, if you hear this, hey man, I'll talk to your bald ass. Hey man, I'm glad you went bald though. I hate people who are balding and keep their hair. Like my old manager from Texas Roadhouse. He when people first see him, they don't think he's bald because he wears a hat all the time. Then he takes his hat off and like he has like patchy heads, holes. I don't want to say holes in his head, but it looks like holes where there's no fucking hair. I think that's so weird. Just be bald and go to the gym. You'll look great. Guys, here's a tip for the dudes, because I think dudes are going to listen to this more. If you're going bald, shave that shit and lift weights. You'll look badass. Like above Bruce Willis, The Rock, men who women want. There's a lot of baldies who get women and feel confident and don't give a fuck that they're bald. So, men in the world, shave your fucking head if you're going bald. God damn. So yeah, he tweeted he's resigning with no apologies. So this guy is standard man, standard male men brain. No. I don't want people thinking I'm anti-men, because no. There's in this world things are kind of switching and moving too fast and changing in this world. That's why the world is worse off than it was earlier. Right now in society. Not anti-man, I'm anti the bad parts of humans that need to be worked on. I am anti just bullshit, whether it's in men or a woman. So I'm not going on anti-men shit. So I'm trying to say this guy is that standard bad part of men, macho man. I don't like the word toxic masculinity, but we're going to use that word. The toxic parts. He's displaying the toxic parts of masculinity that has been since the dawn of time. There, I'm going to say that because we all know what's a good man or not. And then we see the other men and we're like, God, he's doing good, this, and that, but he's fucking weird with women. Which I'm not friends with men like that. If you're all this way to me, around the dudes, and then when you're on a girl you switch up, I cannot be your friend. That's fucking weird. I had to cut off people who acted like that. So, but the thing is, this is him now, yesterday, saying this. So August 20th, that's when the kiss happened. The day afterwards, this dude at first was not giving a fuck and defending the fuck out of himself. So the day after the kiss, he said he offered an okay apology, but by the end of that week, he dug his heels in and reversed course, and he insisted that the player moved me close to her body. That's a quote that he said, guys. And he's accusing his critics of just trying to assassinate him socially and just put bad dirt on his name. No apology there. So he went from saying, I'm sorry, to fuck that shit, to, all right, I'm leaving my job because apparently they don't want me. I don't know why. And there's no laws, no apparent laws, immediate. I mean, they're now opening an investigation on it, prosecutors. But I would like to think in the U.S., if a coach did that, well, first of all, it probably would never happen because it's not even a part of our culture, that side kiss thing on the cheek. We don't really do that here. I've only done that with people from European descent, really, or even Latin in Latin countries too. Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta increase the volume. Yeah, okay, wow, that is compressed. What the fuck? I don't know. I think it's loud enough. Okay, yeah, it's loud enough. That's just me. Oh yeah, that's just me. No. I'm doing all the mixing and recording and the engineering, so I need to make sure the levels are good. I'm a student of music and sound. So, yeah, there's not the side kissing in the US, but I would think, well, yeah, I guess coaches don't do that shit here, and there's many good reasons why. I feel like if someone did that here, you'd immediately be arrested or charged or not. It wouldn't take a month later, almost a month, to start saying, hey, we're gonna prosecute. Which, I mean, this guy has a clean record. Like, I mean, what does sexual assault do to you? Or I guess what would be the repercussions? I have no idea. Don't know nothing about Spanish law. So, the Spanish government was limited in its ability to punish him, but the Prime Minister of Spain, their president, said his actions were unacceptable. So, yeah, that's happening for him for now. He's just chilling with his family and friends, wondering. He's probably sitting there wondering, why did they do this to me? Yeah. And her name was Jennifer Hermoso. She said she was made to feel vulnerable and a victim of the attack when he kissed her, and she filed a formal complaint. And there's many opposition, including from the female players, that they would not take the field if he is still involved in any way with Spanish soccer. So, good. Girls, take a stand and not let a guy be weird. Now, it wasn't until the next day that the players, Jennifer and the players of the team were like, whoa, wait, what did he do? Because at first, they were all in party mode and happy mode, and they were just like, okay, that happened, whatever. They're not thinking about it, they're celebrating, but it took towards the next day for her to be like, hey, he did that. And they were like, wait, he kissed you on the mouth and not us? Like, what the fuck? So, just trying to give context to everybody and let you know what happens for, because I don't want to say stories and you're like, is he not even fucking telling the story? Like, he's pausing and is this even true? No, everything I'm saying is 100% true if I'm going through a news story, guys. If I'm joking, if it is a joke, you will clearly fucking tell if you keep listening to me and learn the way I talk, which I hope y'all do. But this guy's getting support too, man. He's getting defenders of him and his actions. When he spoke at a federation meeting in late August, his defense was met with loud applause by some in the attendance. And this guy's mom even locked herself in her church and began a hunger strike to protest what she considered as a witch hunt of her son. Yeah. My mom would tell me, Christian, why did you do that? Well, I think she would. I hope she would. I hope she would. And side note, he's not even the only guy. Another high profile figure in the world of Spanish women's soccer, Jorge Vida, the coach of the World Cup team, he was fired on Tuesday. Last Tuesday for saying unfairly treating people, outdated methods, meaning like too old school. And the women say he felt mistreated and that he's displaying toxic masculinity, and they also would not take the field if he continued. So clearly it is a problem within the organization and not the women. Clearly, guys, clearly. So, and Luis keeps saying the truth is out on the streets and it will be revealed. Like, totally saying the truth will show itself. I did nothing wrong. So, not even done, guys. Not even done with this shit. So he has this video interview out tomorrow. So it is not out today. with Piers Morgan. But I will say, but Piers Morgan did talk about it, so I will. He did talk about the interview afterwards, but of course he wants everyone to watch it, so he's not gonna talk about everything. So let me see. There we go. There we go. Yes, here's the page. You know, tomorrow I recommend we all watch it. The interview. Luis Rubiales, Piers Morgan. But here's what so here's what he says. Oh, I'm scrolling, guys. Not pausing, scrolling. Okay, there's not what he said. Here's just some more info. The point of the dispute is that he is adamant that what happened was consensual. So he's saying that's consensual. Whoa. Jesus. And he's now facing a potential crime prosecution. Jennifer Hermoso has now advanced that that he can now potentially be prosecuted. And it just raises the debate about whether what we all witnessed on the podium could possibly constitute a crime. Or is it just a guy who got completely carried away and stole the woman's thunder and should rightly be castigated? Don't know what that means. I guess punished for that after losing his job for it, along with the coach, of course, who led them to this glory. So they're saying it's a bizarre situation where you got a team who win a World Cup and you got a coach who took them there and the presidents of the Football Association losing their jobs. All right, yeah. And he says he personally asked if he wanted to. Piers Morgan asked Luis if he wanted to personally apologize to Jennifer. He doesn't say what Luis says because the interview's coming out tomorrow. He wants everyone to watch it. But man, I can't wait to fucking figure that out. I would love to include that. He's saying, Piers Morgan said he's very reflective about what had happened and seemingly honest in parts about stuff, but also was pretty determined that in his narrative that he did nothing wrong and that was he did nothing wrong or anything that was non-consensual. He does not deviate from that. That is his stance. So fuck this dude. Piers Morgan said, I played him a series of video, one of all the Spanish women players on the podium, and he does hug and kiss all of them. It's just that with Jenny Hermoso, he goes one step further and kisses her on the lips. So, yeah, he showed her that. And also, nah, guys, watch that video. It's a little too weird. He's so goddamn excited or whatever the fuck. It's a little too weird, the kiss, man. I mean, not even the fact that he kissed everyone else on the cheek and her on the lips. Just the way he does it. Nah. And he goes, I also played him, this is what I was talking about earlier. I also played him the video on the team bus and the dressing room where Hermoso and the other woman, they appeared to be talking about it jokingly. You know, talking about it, you know, showing the pictures like, oh, that's cute, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, that is the day of. You know, that was the same day of them winning the tournament. So everyone's on a natural high, you know, and a body high, a natural high is just as powerful as without drugs. So they're just, you know, in the moment, feeling euphoric, feeling like, oh my God, we're on top of the world. So of course you can't think straight. Whether you're feeling really good or really bad, extremely great, euphoric, like above happiness, or really low. You can't think straight. For sure. Piers Morgan also says it's complex. I don't think this is a particular simple thing because you got a group of women who clearly find it all funny and the immediate aftermath. But perhaps in the cold light of the next day, maybe they start to think about this all completely out of order. No, not think about it out of order. They think that what he did was out of order, which is what a lot of women think. That is the most current info I can give you on that. Oh man, Kate, and this guy too looks totally like the guy who would do that shit. Yeah, like it's not even the whole hands on the head and bring you in for the kiss. Like it's almost like grabbing your face, yo. It's almost like grabbing someone's face and leading them in for a kiss. I've had a girl do that to me when I didn't want to. So yeah, I guess I could speak about my experience. I had a girl do that to me that I was hanging out with, where I didn't want to kiss her or nothing like that, and she grabbed my head and leaned me in, and I kissed her because I don't know, I guess I didn't want to make her feel bad, like super bad, in the moment. Like I wasn't experienced. Obviously now if a girl did that to me, I'd be like, whoa, stop. But I guess I just let it happen because I didn't want to make her feel terrible. But, you know, when I thought about it the next day, I was like, she grabbed my face and leaned in for a kiss. And that kind of led to other things. I didn't want that to happen. And I also didn't want to make her feel bad. So I've had that done to me. And, of course, she let it happen. Yeah, like her, she let it happen too. It's still not fucking right at all. Yeah, that's that grabbing the head shit. So, yeah, that part of culture is, I don't even know what part of culture that is. The bad parts of masculinity or manliness, and that's where the guy's taking a stand. Like what? I don't even know how Spaniards talk. Like, I talk with a lisp. I don't know how Spaniards talk. Like, he's like, what? What do you mean? I guess I'm gonna just do Italian because it's funnier. What do you mean? The kiss of the girl. The kiss of the girl's on the side of the mouth, and you kiss the girl on the leaves. What is the difference? It's the same. What do you mean? I am a man. They are a woman. What is the difference? You know, it totally seems like that kind of dude to say that shit. So yeah, look into that, guys. I don't have anything else to say for that from now. How far have we done? Episode 1. Over 25 minutes. Great. Not bad. And I'm confident on this one. I think we'll actually post this one and not trash it or store it. I will sign off soon. But, you all know what today is. 9/11. Now, before I end this, I just want to say what 9/11 was. What I want to say what the U.S. government reported about 9/11. I'm not trying to get all Alex Jones up in here, because that'll be way too long, and don't think people will be that interested. So, 9/11, guys, was apparently Saudi Arabia and other terrorist negotiation backed by rich people trained some people to fly planes and to hijack airplanes, and they wanted to send one to the Pentagon, one to the White House, and take down the World Trade Center that was just recently rebuilt, restructured, remodeled to be one of the most advanced and structurally sound, secure foundation, one of the most best built buildings of 2001 in the entire world. Like, just top building, one of the top buildings structurally that would be very hard to break down or tear down or have explode. They trained people who never flew planes, giant ass aircraft, to do it. Okay. They took over planes. One, as you know, was managed to be, the story is the people on the plane managed to break through the cockpit because they took down the people holding them hostage in the airplane, and they managed to break down the cockpit, so the terrorist flew the plane to the ground instead of reaching the White House. Then the planes hit one of the towers way on the top of the building, and for some reason it caused, they say due to heat, it caused solid steel beams, heat from fire, not welding, not lava, fire, caused the building to not even fall down from the top, but like almost an explosion and just topple down like you smushing an empty soda can. Just smush down like that. If you ever watched demolition videos of buildings being exploded and then like descending from the top, like down uniformly, it looks like that. And then another plane hits a building and that other building goes down. And then no plane at all hits another building, Tower 7. If I don't know how many people are familiar with that. There was the 2 towers and then a smaller building collapse. But with the smaller building, it was never hit by a plane or anything of that nature. They, in the 9/11 report, they said it is the first building to collapse due to excessive heat. The first building in the world to collapse just due to excessive heat, and which caused compromises to the structure of the building, and that fell down as well. Which that led to the then president of that time, George Bush, to declare in Congress to declare war on Iraq, which happens to have oil, heroin, minerals, happens to have it in the country. Just apparently, it happens to be there. And say Saudi Arabia was involved, whether they were or not. It called, and which led us to a long war. Some people died. We've free, quote unquote, they say they freed Afghanistan, and which led to a war that took over 20 years, almost 20 years or more. Sorry, I can't get the years right. Into Afghanistan. And now we left both countries and they are not doing that well. And Afghanistan is now Taliban controlled, which, if you don't know about the Taliban, long story short, they're fucked up. And they also say women shouldn't learn or have education or drive. So now they took women away from schools, not allowing school education, and no women to attend university. That is a very short summary of 9/11 and the results. I'm just saying what happened. Everything I said was true of what happened and what is reported by our government. If that sounds kind of weird or fishy to you, okay, cool. I'm glad it does. I will not say anything more. Sorry to take that weird turn. It's just 9/11 once again. Rest in peace. And we had to have Jon Stewart. If you don't know who Jon Stewart is, great political commentary guy / comedian. He's, still popular today. Still held in high regard today by a lot of people in the comedy world and political and journalistic world. He had to fight to make sure all of the first responders and that got injuries from 9/11, whether it's stuff falling on them or mainly all the debris in the air that they had to breathe, helping people, developing cancers, dying early. He had to fight not that long ago, not that many years ago, to make sure that money was put aside. He had to go to, I don't know if it was the New York government or was it the federal government, and basically chew their ass out for saying, how dare you not even make money in the budget to take care of these people for their whole life. We had to have a guy, not even in politics, go to politicians and government workers and say, hey, you pieces of shit, put money aside for these first responders. Why are you talking about a budget? Put money aside for these motherfuckers, you fucking assholes. And eventually they did. Not currently. So yeah, that's rest in peace all the people who died. Respect to their families. People sent overseas who died in a war that didn't do anything. And we just spent billions of dollars on. And now we're doing it in Ukraine, but except we're not sending people there. We're just spending billions of dollars on it. It's totally not a repeat. Nothing like that. you know, and yeah, Hawaii, Maui burned, but no, we just send billions to Ukraine, not to Maui. It's our government, they just, yeah. Love you all. This is episode 1 of the Kris Skylark Show. I want at least 50 listens. It's not a goal. I'm not even gonna think of that. Kris Skylark Show, episode 1. It's 9/11. It's the morning. I gotta call my grandma and tell her happy birthday. I know, right? Signing out.